We literally just hit the 3-year mark of when. Well, 4 year. My bad. Yeah, 4 years
yeah.
from when that whole thing led up to like, hey, stay inside for 2 weeks. Do you guys remember what you were? This is like our 9/11 because we're like, oh, where were you?
I was at home. I was chilling. I think
I was in line with my ex-girlfriend. We were at Disneyland. So does everybody leave? And then Disney sent out a message through the app saying like the park will stay open for the remaining day. After today, we'll be closed for the 2 weeks. Everybody's like, I
was at a Tame Impala concert that night.
You were.
I was at.
You were. Yeah,
I was at Tame Impala. I saw the thing, and I was just like,
yes.
well. Bro, that was a good concert. I'm like, I don't care if I'm locked up for 2 weeks. Worth it.
I even need this whole article for what I was gonna talk about. No, I don't think so. Did they say the reason?
Fake news anyway. No, I'm sorry. Probably not.
Sleepy Joe?
No. Okay, no, they don't even say it on here. I guess it is just
CNN.
Rumors around. Right, cool. Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name's Lee Cyrus. I'm your host for this episode. We got Ninjubi, Steve, and we got Rich Scorpion, Rich.
Hello.
And we're heard from a friend. Hi. It is Wednesday, as it normally is, in the middle of March. I feel like something. Oh, it's Easter. This is the week of Easter. Apparently,
no, it's not.
This weekend, isn't it? This Sunday.
This weekend is fucking.
It's like Palm Sunday, or isn't it? Is that not?
No, that already passed.
I thought it was because we have
Easter's on the 31st.
Oh, St. Patrick's
Day. Yeah.
Oh,
so why
that's
the
what
fuck
it is.
are they doing?
That's April, dude.
No. It's in March.
Sunday's the 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said this Sunday was
because the schools are doing an Easter egg hunt this Saturday.
They're probably just gonna do it early.
That's why when I even told my mom like, oh, is it Easter this Sunday? She even said yes. So I was like, oh, all right.
No,
we're all kerfuffled. Our business is roughish. We lost one of our regulars, so that's kind of annoying. One of our regular customers who's a commercial contract, so that's aggravating. And then because of that, the cleaner quit because the money doesn't got money from that, and then they would go to Santa Monica because it was like it's not that far from where they were at for the other job, but they're not doing that anymore because like the money doesn't make sense. So we're gonna have to cover it on Wednesdays. So these are gonna be recorded a little around this time from now on, if not maybe a little later, because
we could switch.
This is the time I'll be getting home. Yeah, that too, but that's
for a later conversation.
Yeah, that's our stuff. You worry about having the yucks.
What?
You worry about when you're getting your next yuck and from who and when and where and why.
I meant like laughing.
Yeah, yuck people's yums.
Oh, I was talking about.
Some are they're not tasteful.
I was talking about.
Yeah, I know what you were talking about. Yeah, okay. I know.
Cool. But so it's not Easter this week. This is the month of Easter. This Sunday though is St. Patrick's Day, so hopefully anyone and everyone gets a little wasted. We're gonna be recording actually. So
oh yeah, actually. Wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. Steve never confirmed.
I thought okay.
We'll see. But anyway, yeah, look forward to that.
We have hardware for in-person recording, so that'll be happening sometime soon. So hopefully that's something for you guys to look forward to. As for this past weekend, not even this weekend, yesterday I saw Dune. Went to go watch it.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Good, huh?
It was amazing. It was so much better than the first one. Not that the first one was bad. It just
this has just had more action.
Well, not even that. It was just like the first one, but just better. It just had like more of everything. It had like more characters. It had, I feel like, more dialogue. It had more world building. It had more locations.
It had more dialogue.
It had more art to it. It felt more artistic. Like it kind of had more.
It just turned everything more. It just turned everything
it was
to 11.
just an all around improvement. It was just an all around like really good ride.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's really cool, and I'm super excited for June. I had no idea that I think there's
6.
I'm on Book Talk a little bit just because my friend is, and she sends
You're the one that's I'm getting those from. I'm like, who the hell do I know that's on Book Talk, and why is it leaking into my
I'm
shit?
getting it through association, but I got Dune Book Talk stuff, so I did like it. So now it's pseudo sort of me. Apparently there's how many books? 8? Is that what you said? 6. So
there's 6 books, but there's
6 main ones, and then there's
yeah.
14 side ones or afterwards, and the main 6 are from the original author. Then the other ones are from the son, and
those go off into like the other houses and stuff like that.
World and the world building, deeper delving and stuff like that. Sounds cool, but damn,
I just bought them. I bought them because I was like, I don't want to wait for the movie. I actually want to get into it more. So I bought the whole. I mean, it was like. For one book, I think it was like $20 less from like buying the whole set. So I bought the whole set. So 1 through 6.
Did I buy a book today?
You know what I want to buy? Like
socks.
As far as books go, I want to get the Berserk series. Like
they're so expensive.
I know.
I would just.
I really want.
Doesn't Brian?
Our friend has them, right?
So.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he has a little series. I think he has like the big hardcovered one. I think.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I would shell out for. Yeah, that's.
I think they're like $60 a pop. Depends on the book. Depends on which chapter too. Yeah, because they're it's like $60. I know the like on regular buy they're like 35. But if you're gonna buy them, and obviously the majority of them are sold out or buying them off someone else. They're roughly shell about 60. I've seen some for like 80, 120, depending on the chapter you're buying. I think he's missing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. I think he's missing 1 or 2. He doesn't have all of them yet, but he's been like he shelled out money for them. My homie has all of them. Like he has like a tall bookshelf, and like obviously it's like you could tell it's like school books, his like regular books, just 2 sections of manga. But it's like it's obviously a novel read. And then like he has like all of them, and then like when you put them together, obviously like it forms everything, so it looks fucking sick. There's just like one black shade in the little corner, and kind of like move them more towards the center, and it's like it's just those are his pride and joy. Like he has his brother got him into it when he was younger and all that shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, pleasure. Yeah, but that's so that was really cool. I finished watching The Newsroom. I had no idea that it was from 2012 to 2014. That was really good series. Really good ending. Trying to think of everything else that I've digested in the past like week since we've last convened on the podcast. Oscars happened. Some really cool wins. Boy and the Heron won. My brothers.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Godzilla Shin -1. I think this was called, right? Or what
Godzilla
was it?
-1.
Yeah, they won something, so that was really cool. People are hating on it though. They thought that some of it, like them just having, I think the doll. I thought I read somewhere that they thought they were cringy, and I was like, people just really don't like
what
people that like
having the dolls.
Yeah. I thought I saw.
I mean, they're also a different culture, and like these people like celebrate. They genuinely celebrate. Like it's not just like like yeah.
I just thought that like it was just giving the fact that they were bothered by it. It was just giving like I just don't like it because I just don't understand it, and I was like, that's what it was giving to me. Anybody that just doesn't like something just because they don't like it, and there's no real good reason other than I'm just.
It's like
it's like.
Who the fuck gets mad at that though? It's so weird.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. That's why I was like,
it's just a little figurine of Godzilla, bro. That's cool.
Yeah,
they're all different. Yeah, they all have their own. They have their own Godzilla figure that they bring.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's so cool. It's like
they bring it to.
It's like you're made a movie about this, and it's like obviously you're gonna be proud of your work. Carry that shit around. Yeah. I would.
And they won.
And
it was also the cheapest film budget that's ever existed in like movies for this generation, and to win this and then profit out so much fucking money, like it was just a straight out successful film all the way through. Also, it's weird for people to hate on people who make movies. It's like, sorry, you're not that creative. Like nobody cares about your normie opinion. Like if you're not in the industry, fuck off. Like In my honest opinion,
same thing.
It's like it's weird.
Same thing with that Boy and the Heron. Like a lot of people were pissed that Spider-Man didn't win, and it's like I get it, you know, in a way.
I get it.
I get it in a way where it's like Spider-Man obviously was really fucking good. The animation is amazing, but I mean, you can't. A lot of people were hating on it. They haven't even watched the fucking Boy and Heron. They haven't even watched the movie that won.
Yeah,
it's
I know about Studio Ghibli.
It's like, why are you saying an opinion when you haven't gone out and seen the material? You just biased as fuck.
That's the same thing that happened with Game of the Year. It's a semi nerdy podcast episode because of the topic also that I have, but so buckle in. But Game of the Year was Baldur's Gate 3. They won.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was in competition with Amazing Spider-Man 2. People were pissed. They were fucking pissed. They're like, Baldur's Gate 1. Look at Baldur's Gate, and then look at Spider-Man. It's like what you're showing is from Spider-Man is a cutscene.
Yeah,
thrown in with in-game graphics. It's still a cutscene sequence. Yeah, and it's also like very, very different, very, very different games. And honestly, I still would like to do Baldur's Gate for the first time again instead of Spider-Man. That shit's awesome. So
it just carries more value after the first run of a game.
Yeah,
which is what a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah,
that's
a lot
what
of
these games are supposed to do.
And I think just the experience too. And I think also like I feel like in comparison, I thought about this recently, that the fact that we're on PC. I remember when when I was on console more or primarily, I remember seeing like just all the games and I was like, there's nothing really to play. I wish I had a PC because I have all those cool games. And I looked at my like backlog of games and I'm like, I don't want to play any of this. God damn it. Jesus, you can't please a people pleaser, I guess. God damn.
And I think people are also just pissed because it's like everyone's still on that like Spider-Man hype.
I don't get
it.
Like, no. But even then, it's like the game itself. Yes, it's obviously it's like cool, better nowadays, but it's just a repeating formula. It's like for the most part, it's just
it's like if you play Batman,
right? Exactly. It's like it's a good game, and I'd probably replay it after like a couple of years, but nothing like that makes me want to be like, oh, I want to keep playing this game for hours. There's I don't know how you could defend it against Baldur's Gate. I haven't played Baldur's Gate, and I just know how much people love that shit and just how amazing like the team did it. But even then, me biased, I like Legend of Zelda, and I was just like, let's be real here. Baldur's Gate didn't win. Zelda was gonna win. Fuck.
True. Honestly, yeah. Even I said the same thing. I was like, diehard Spider-Man fans or PlayStation bros, like you guys gotta get your head out your asses. Get your head out the dirt. It ain't it, Chief. It ain't it. But to get out of the video game, but still in the nerdy space, did you guys hear about what happened with the X-Men director for the new series that's gonna be coming out?
No.
And
I want to say my barber fucking talked about it, but I don't
even think it's released yet either. I think there's still wait. It'll debut on the service March 20th. So next week. Yeah, the director of the animated series. So those of you that don't know, the X-Men the animated series was the old school one where you had Rogue and her Southern Belle accent with her hair and her superpowers looking really awesome. And you got Rogue. Jean Grey, Jubilee, like that original sauce. So they're remaking it, or not remaking, but they're kind of making a sequel series, and it's called X-Men 97. And it's basically just a continuation of the original X-Men the animated series, and they're just going to continue the story. Revamping / continue, like just a continuation.
Right. Yeah, no, they did say it was going to be a whole, like what Lee was saying, it's going to be a whole new episode. Like it's just going to continue off of whatever they left off.
Same cast, new characters will be showing up, but it's still the same art style, just a little more polished, but still like that in spirit and heart, still like that. But so what is it? Was it the director? No, head writer and producer, Bo DeMaio was fired. He was fired from by Disney Plus. He didn't touch anyone, so nobody really knows the reason. But the word on the street is he had a OnlyFans, so he got fired for it because of it. He hadn't posted on anything since I think they said 2022, but apparently he got fired for being on OnlyFans, and even the photo that they posted. So I don't think I could pull up the photo. Not that it's bad or anything. It's just him sitting there and he's wearing a hat. And just like any other porn company or a company in general, they have a logo. They have like a symbol, whatever. In this photo, he's wearing a hat, and it's a I wish I could find the thread of this picture, because they said what it was specifically in the thread, but it's basically just like a super sexually charged porn site that he's wearing the hat for.
Oh, gotcha.
Very gay. And they were saying, and people in the comments were saying, yeah, if he's wearing that hat and he's on Disney,
I mean, yeah,
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's terrible, and that shouldn't be like a reason to fire someone. But the public image of Disney is not, we support porn stars.
I mean, yeah, they're supportive of, like, I know, like, the gay community, because they have like even fucking pins and stuff like that,
right?
And they've spoken about it, but yeah, they're not support. Yeah, they're
Pride.
Yeah, that Pride night. Yeah.
Pride night.
But I know that they don't.
Sorry,
they're
it
not.
sounds like a B list or C list. Like what's it called? Like Moon Knight.
Oh.
No, it's just stuck in my head. I'm sorry.
Gay night.
They're not very fond of, like,
that's messed up though. I mean, yeah, I get it, but I mean, like,
buying contracts and legal forms.
I need to know if that's in the contract. Then I guess, like, all right, well, he fucked that. Maybe he should have like deleted that or something.
It's Disney, bro.
Yeah, I bet so too. Like, that's why I wasn't like so shocked, but it's because I feel like that's got to be in Disney's contract. Like, if they find anything that they don't want, like, attached to their franchise or their product or whatever, you know, then they have by all means legal freedom to just,
I mean,
you know, say peace.
Kind of going into that, like, you think out, like, what do you think there's a line of, like, where it's like, yeah, you should at this point not even look into that, like, it shouldn't matter if they did porn or something at some point. Like, let's say, for example, Mia Khalifa, you know, one of the biggest names in fucking porn. When she left, well, she didn't really say it, but whatever. When she tried to do, like, her whole, like, sports career, because I know at some point she tried to be, like, an
sports
analyst
journalism?
Or journalist, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
and
I think it was an analyst.
Yeah, obviously, like, trolls are trolls, and they just wouldn't let her live it down. But it's like, at what point do you think, like, a company should just be like, oh, like, no, that's too much, or should it matter whatsoever? I don't know.
I don't even know, to be honest, just because I feel like you don't, as shitty as it is, there's no time limit to that. People get in trouble for things that they've said 10 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago. 3 years ago. Shit. Then apparently his OnlyFans was active, I think, a year or two ago still.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know. I mean,
that's
like,
still pretty recent.
Yeah, to me personally, if you are visibly a different, like, I don't, just as long as you're not morally a piece of shit, you know. Yeah. So what if you did porn?
Yeah, but
don't do it anymore while you're working on our show. If that's what we're really concerned about, just make sure the whole thing's wiped. That's it. That's the most that I ask for if I'm that concerned about it. But if you posting your peen and or vagine is gonna be detrimental to my project, I don't even think I'd hire someone that did have that in the first place. Like, I wouldn't even want to have that on that option or that possibility.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
it's like, it depends on the community or the, like, society.
I think it depends on the company.
Because I was gonna say, like, is it justified then for, like, if say somebody did porn a couple months, a year, if that. And then they left it because they decided to chase a career that had obviously nothing to do with that. Maybe they decided to be a lawyer or whatever the fuck. Is it like, should that matter? Is what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah, because it takes away from like your public image. It's kind of like when people, for example, like a lot of like OF fans, they've gotten fired from being teachers. Like there are stories of like teachers and like of children, not of like young adults who understand this. It's like kids who have no idea what this is, and it's like the parents are the ones who kind of find out, and it's like, okay, well, why are you snooping and seeing this? You know, it's
always the dads, weirdos.
Nah, you know it's the wives.
Okay, so for, again, your guys' favorite hippie, modern day hippie, neo hippie, or whatever you want to call me, I don't think that any of this has any issue. I don't think that I don't give a shit if my kid's teacher is doing porn as they're teaching is a little kind of iffy for me, because I don't want to know that you're posting that on your Twitter, taking back shots on Friday, and I'll be in Miami the whole weekend filming, and then before I gotta go to my job on Monday, and then I see you on Monday, and I just know that you have like residue all over that badunkadonk, you know, like it's a little weird, especially when I'm gonna leave little Lee over there. Like I don't know about that. So
that's what I'm saying. Like that, like people are being like
that would trip me out just a little bit, but if it's in your past, I personally don't give a shit. Just, you know.
As long as you're not actively doing it now, whatever it is you're doing, yeah, I get what you mean.
As long as it doesn't get in your way of your job or complicate it. But also,
I think those are complications for jobs, though.
It's just there's always that stigma, right? There's always, no matter what, in this There's always
there shouldn't be stigma.
There is.
My thing.
There should.
That's my thing for being like a neo hippies. I don't think any of this should like cause a hiccup or an issue with anybody's job, or like them trying to finish their product or whatever, or their what's the word looking for, finishing their business. I don't know. I
don't think it's a stigma. I think it's more of a standard for these businesses. It's like, you've been around for an X amount of times. These people aren't our generation. These people aren't so accepted about these things. It's like, it's just not even that long, a few years ago now, that you see people in public professional stands with fucking septums, with tattoos, with face tattoos, with neck tattoos, things that were shunned upon years ago. Growing up, my parents, I remember my parents telling me, like, if you get a tattoo, or when you get a tattoo or whatever, if you ever get one and it's on your arm, no one's gonna hire you, not even at a fucking McDonald's, because people don't want to see that. It's very different now. Obviously, the generation changes and it evolves with that. But it's the same thing with these companies. Like, these are big companies. These are big names that hold standards. It's not necessarily the stigma between, oh, you do porn, so you're not a decent human being. They've came across thousands of people who probably have done this already and are decent human beings. But it's because what I guess you would stand on at this aspect, it's like, it's a different thing, because now you're saying it's okay to do this plus this type of thing, when obviously they hold they're for example, like they what we're talking about, like they hold a certain viewpoint. It's like, it's not just going to be adults. There's going to be kids watching this. There's going to be people who are going to want to look, like, know who these people are. People get invested into directors, get invested into writers, and it's like they see this person, it's like, oh, well, he showed his dick like a few years ago, like that's cool, like I could do this too and do this. And it's like, these companies don't want that as their brand. They don't want to support those type of like actions.
I think that's the thing that's why my whole point of me being like saying I was a neo hippie or whatever in the beginning was that I don't see the point and like the big issue in it at all. I don't even like we as people sexualize the, like, just the human body in general. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a reproductive tool and means for us to, like, obviously do this, exist and survive or whatever.
Procreate.
Yeah, and I don't think that it's that big of a deal, but I do. It does cause, like, I don't know. I think it's also just I think that's why people don't really take that kind of argument or that stance, because it feels like it's almost biological for us to kind of react to things that we are chemically attracted to, whether even if it's just like I hate to be that kind of guy for anyone that is bothered by these kind of people, but you go to the beach and you see someone hot, it's just the body. But if the body and if everything's working, it's working for me if it's working for you. And I feel like that's kind of the same for anyone. You just see someone, you see someone that looks good and you'll be attracted to them, whether or not they're fully clothed or not. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is that I can kind of see why people don't take the stance of it's just a human body. Why sexualize it? Because we chemically do. Because we're chemically looking for a partner for means of procreating, and it's just gonna happen. Or
we're programmed as children to fucking sexualize things. Look at all the adult humor in kid TV shows. Even us growing up, was like all that was in there. Like, man, we were programmed to like buy into sex.
Well, like when you listen back to the shit that we were listening to in middle school or even like late elementary school,
watching SpongeBob, fucking
SpongeBob, like the shows themselves, the music, like I remember having a free period on Fridays, and we would like my teacher would let us turn on Kiss FM. Not that it was like dirty by any means, but we would because they censored it, but it was still like, people were grinding, and we were like fucking, I think like 8th graders or some shit. Not even 8th graders. What the fuck? What's 5th graders?
Like 7th.
No, this was elementary school. Yeah,
5th grade.
Yeah, like we were just being little fucking cretins, little rats, and that it's just like that's just how it is almost, and it shouldn't be that way. I feel like that also just kind of comes back to kids shouldn't. I kind of personally believe, even me being neo hippie, I kind of just don't think kids should have that much access to the internet, really, especially at a super young age. I feel like you can at least slow that roll a little bit, and hopefully by that point, whenever I decide to have a kid, hopefully by that point schools are fine. Like the right people have had this kind of conversation or this kind of thought, and they're like, all right, how do we psychologicalize these kids' brains so we know when it's okay for them to start understanding real internet safety, real internet threats, and real behavior? Because it's gonna, like, let's be real. I feel, love you, mom and dad, if you guys ever watch this, you guys are great parents, but I feel like I was honestly raised by the 10+ year old friends that I had when I was in middle school, from 6th grade up until my late 20s, for God's sake.
Yeah, you were influenced for a lot of things.
Dude, those people, man, I was with my school friends almost as much as I was with them online, and almost as much as I was with my family, just actually spending family time together. That was around the time where everybody's playing, like everybody's like, we're getting phones, watching TV. Like it's kind of just becoming like we're being introduced to technology. So everybody's just kind of getting to that point. So it's just like, I don't know, man. The internet really shapes minds and kids.
Yeah, of course. It's such a huge influence.
Did you just find them online, like friends like that? They're older friends.
Yeah,
same.
Because I was playing.
Same.
My parents, I guess, like, not to say that they didn't keep an eye on me or anything like that, because they're really like.
But they trusted you were a decent human being. Yeah.
It's so, I don't know. It's just weird to me because it's like I never experienced that. Most I did was just play with people from school. Like I never actually like went out and join random lobbies or whatever, and then just like would play with people like twice my age or whatever. Closest was like 5 years, maybe.
I think the reason why I did it was because I think, I only ever had family that was like right across the street that I would play with, but then I would come home and there wasn't really anything to do, like, other than play video games. And I remember just kind of always just playing video games from like, even when I was a kid, because my dad was playing games. That's why. So my dad also just kind of, he was kind of doing his own thing. My dad played hockey. My dad worked really long hours at his job. So nothing was around. He was just kind of he was like still doing his own thing like a person. And my mom was the one that was really being the maternal parent, but not to say that they weren't, both of them weren't, but they were, like, I don't know. It felt like he was doing his own thing, but he was also there. So it's not like it was empty household or whatever. But I think because of that, it kind of just caused me and my brother to kind of just create our own fun with each other playing games. But then after a while, other people started getting internet access to like games and just getting computers and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, we wanna get on. So I finally got on and on Xbox 360, and I was I wasn't good. I didn't behave well on Xbox 360. It wasn't anything like hardcore racist, sexist. I never did any of that kind of shit. But young Lee discovering himself, and yeah, really, guys, man, keep an eye on your kids online. Ugh. There's some people, and no, yeah, keep an eye on your kids. Jesus Christ, not like helicopter parent, but just like, don't be dumb. Be aware. You know how smart you were as a kid.
No, but also like
be realistic.
For our generation, it's different because for our generation, at least this is what I like give a pass for. Like most parents, they didn't know. Like that was the first anything like that was happening. Yeah.
Yes.
And so it's
that's why I'm saying like I'm saying nowadays, this now because I feel like people that are hearing this and they like think of themselves as like people our age are kind of becoming parents. So when they hear that, they're like,
teacher age are the teachers.
Yeah. So I'm like, they're like thinking themselves, I would never do that. It's like, yeah, but like, you're not, you now, yes, in this day and age, but you're not thinking about back then. Yeah. That's why I'm saying like, this is how it kind of was in my household, but it wasn't like it wasn't bad. It wasn't anything different. That was just kind of like how I assumed all families were, except for the ones that I was like really close with, like friends or cousins and stuff like that. But, yeah, getting online, that really shaped me. And I remember meeting these people I was playing Tenchu Z, and I had gotten in trouble for being online, was not being a good kid. Oh, no. And my dad was like, okay, you can't have any friends on your friends list. That's not happening. No talking to anybody. So I get on. I think this is around the time, like after a while, he was like, okay, you can kind of just keep playing, but like know something. There was still restrictions. So I got on and then I was hanging out. It was one guy that was like 2 years older than me, 3 years older than me. And he lived in Palm Springs. And then there was another girl there, but she was 10 years older than me and a couple years older than him. And she also lived in Palm Springs. So I was like, oh, cool. They're close by. And she's like way older. He's like around my age. It's like a good balance. And we just played a couple games. And then I remember the next day, we didn't even talk. I didn't talk to them for like 2 weeks, almost, or 2 months, I think 2 weeks to 2 months. It's 2 something. And then I got a message from her saying, oh, you're playing that game? What's it about? How is it? And then that was like, that's all it was. We hung out like almost every other day or every day after school from then on for me. And we just played games nonstop. And I met like a bunch of late or early 20-something-year-olds through her and getting to know them. And yeah, so I think there needs to be like a study done on how many people have had that happen to them, or how has that affected them? Because I feel like it's important just to kind of gauge the real growth of like a person's understanding of some adult themes or things that happen because you're being introduced by other forces in your life other than your parents or, media that's in front of you. But nowadays, you have your phone. You literally can meet anyone anywhere at any point. The apps are all social machines at this point. So
yeah, I
don't know. I don't think that's kind of study would help anymore nowadays.
I think like at least my experience playing online with random people and making friends across the fucking world, with people like that, some close and some far. Like I never did anything in the sense of like discovery. It was always like just people playing online. Like to me, they were as close friends to me as they were the people like my friends at school, because that's usually the people I would hang out with. Keep in mind, I also didn't grow up in a house. Like us in a house is still very new to my family. I'm from building complexes and I'm from apartment buildings and all that stuff. So I grew up with kids around me. So I had the mixture of both, like, because I was very close to my friends who were my neighbors, literally in the same building. But I also had my group of friends who were online. I think a lot of my exploration was just in school or outside with friends, but it was never like online. And yeah, I had some friends who were way older than me. like, I mean, that's also where I met like friends that you guys are now friends with too. Like when I met them, I was in middle school, going into high school, and they were going to middle school, and like I was friends with them, fucking Julian and Joseph, and I didn't know Alex at the time, but same age. Like, you know, it's like we used to just all play games, but that would be an interesting study of like how it shaped a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also shaped us in a sense of like one being not as social aware as we should be, because there's a lot of weird and creepy people on the internet. But I think it also helped us distinguish, like, you can tell who the fuck's a weirdo and who's a creep and who has ill intent online versus like the people who genuinely hop into a game, and I can say this from my personal experience, 10 years later, I know them as much as I know the people who I'm close to, just like I am with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can say I grew up with them, you know. It's like watching one of my friends, fucking, he has a whole child and he's a whole ass dad, and when I met him, he was a piece of shit little kid talking shit to everybody and anybody. It's like, you know, it definitely molds you to have thicker skin for sure. Like I think people who played video games or played FPSs like COD, Halo, people who played fucking MMOs or like things like that, like we were shaped and molded into having a thicker skin to not be as bullied, even though we were bullied because we were the nerdy gamer kids. We knew how to take a hit or two from that because we've dealt with it, and even to this day, for some odd fucking reason, still deal with this. But that's just I think a standard, as if you go online and play games, nobody's fucking nice unless you're a decent human being, and even then, you're probably still a piece of shit to an extent.
So it's just such as the internet, honestly, and it's kind of funny because I like really thinking about it, because my parents had always had an issue with me possibly like just going to meet someone, because there was always that fear on the, like, especially when the internet's popping up, of like, be careful who you're talking to, they might kidnap you. So
I was gonna say,
yeah, so I was like never got like to, like, always wanted to meet my friends, especially the ones that were like pretty close by over in Palm Springs, but it never happened. Then I think it would finally happen once I was like 18 and my friend was in town. I was like, oh, okay, let's meet up. And it was totally by my parents' back. They thought I was going to a party. I went out with them. I borrowed her roommates because he didn't come, but I borrowed her roommates, who was also an online friend. We met online, and he lived in Minnesota and then had to move somewhere. So she offered a room in her place. So he moved to Palm Springs, and they like hung out or whatever. So then when she came over to LA with her friend, like another friend, she borrowed our mutual friend's ID and then let me use it to get into my first gay bar out in West Hollywood. Yeah. And it was funny because we meet him like almost like nothing alike. The only similarity we have is our smiles, especially back in the day. It was just all teeth, super bright. The world had not fucked me up yet. So I was like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready for my first bar experience. And the only thing though is like obviously it didn't look alike. So she was like, when you go up, give him the ID, look at him, right? Make eye contact, whatever, but then kind of look back. You have to look at me like you're really excited. Okay. Just don't give him enough time to just look at your face and look at the ID and really like get what's happening. Okay. I was like, okay, all right. And I remember just like kind of playing it out, but still good. And it was super fun. But nowadays, I feel like, bro, we meet people online, we hang out with them for like a couple weeks, maybe like a couple months, and then we're like, so like, when are we hanging out? when are we meeting up? How's it gonna happen? I met some people online during COVID, and then once COVID restrictions lifted, we were like, let's get a cabin and let's go to a music festival. And we had only known them for like what, like
a year, maybe.
Yeah, it was going into a year, I think.
Well, I think it's different. I think it's different for us because we were also all like video calls.
You guys only knew them for like maybe 5 months.
Oh yeah, you had known them for a while.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is the difference, is that we're able to like see each other's faces and stuff, and it really helps create that connection. But like, man, like thinking back to when I was younger, my parents were like so tripped out by it. But as I got older, it's just like, I mean, 30 years old. What are they gonna do? You know, you can't really stop that from happening.
Yeah.
But it's just funny just to think that that's where we're going, or that's how far it's kind of gone in relation to like the internet and talking to people, and then migrating to in-person meetups and stuff. But
yeah.
Stranger danger though. Don't forget it. I don't know.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Like to
just because you have fun a few weeks with somebody doesn't mean they're awesome.
Yeah.
Stranger danger.
To compare with Steve's upbringing, as I had, like I said, family around, but once they moved out or moved away, there was no one else really that I hung out with on my block. And by the time that I was playing games, I went from a private school with everyone super nice and super sweet to a public school out here in South LA, and I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, these kids suck. I had friends, but did get bullied a bit. And then it got worse in middle school. Still had friends. I think that's why nowadays, now that I'm older, the trauma has developed into, whenever I see something happening, I have to say something. I'm always the one friend in the group that's like, the fuck did you say? What the fuck's going on?
Did you?
I'm yelling at random people to like be courteous to other people. Like, that's just me.
I know Lee was. Steve, were you bullied in high school?
Oh yeah.
I was bullied in middle school.
Yeah, I was like
to like early. I was bullied early high school.
Same. Yeah, I didn't get bullied all of high school. Mine was just like ninth grade, and I think that was it.
I was like like a little bit in between ninth grade is up to the point where I think I stopped getting bullied. Because remember, like, I was my whole life I've been a big kid. Like, I was always a big kid. So like, I got bullied for my weight. I got bullied for my height. I got bullied for playing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards at school. And then eventually high school happened and I did drugs, drank,
all right,
played
cool.
sports, did graffiti. I completely flipped the script on my life. And I remember till this day, my two nerdy friends, love them to death still, because we follow each other on social and they're doing great. But I remember like they're like, my homies are like, bro, you're so different now. You're weird. And I was like, man, fuck you guys. And I went, I was like, was all skating and shit. But I was like, you know,
things repeat, huh?
Jesus. My
what you say?
I was just like, hey, shit repeats, huh? I remember giving you
my friends are kind of the same. I remember in high school, ninth grade, got bullied just a bit. Wasn't too hardcore. Things were leveling out, but then I had another like disagreement with some people that I was already having like not a good time with. So that it just kind of re-up. But once 10th grade hit, funny enough, for a guy, he was one of the first people that actually told that I was gay. Now that I think about it, in person, like face to face. I hadn't told anyone else except for him. And it was funny because I remember, how did I say it? Was it on?
You were just in his ear.
We were on laptop. We were on a laptop in class. It was like we had to like do something, and we were just typing or texting like on the screen to each other. And then I had told him,
chatting,
and he's also the main reason why I'm like, I cannot stand the. Yeah, I'm cool with it. Just don't hit on me, all right? And it's like,
that's so weird.
Oh my god! And the worst part is like that just reminds me of like just some little kid shit. And the worst part is it still happens to this day. So that's cool. Jesus.
Like, okay, because I think about it, like the only reason I feel like they say that is because they want to gauge how attractive they are, right? I feel like that's the reason it has to be.
There's also like there's a lot of like borderline homophobia.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's some internalized, not internalized, but I'm trying to think. Internalized homophobia is when you're homophobic to yourself, right? It's not some hidden, some low grade homophobia.
I think there's levels to internal homophobia.
It's passive homophobia. That's what I think it is. It's not that they're actively saying I'm not cool with gay people or queer folk, but the way that they're behaving is not as friendly as it would be if it was someone that was straight or someone that was, hetero presenting or hetero in general. So, I just think that it's, bro, you don't gotta be my friend. You don't gotta be cool with me. If you're not cool with me, please say it. It's so much easier. It's so much better to deal with you then. I don't have to be in your space. You don't have to be in mine. If you hear me and it bothers you, that's on you. That's on you. And if we have to fight about it, I may lose the fight, but you'll remember me. You'll remember my ass. Damn right.
Every time you look at that empty eye socket.
That scar.
Oh.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up.
Jesus.
Straight up. They
get that gay kid I beat up.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, so I remember when I got into like that kind of scene where because of the guy, I started hanging out with his friends, or that he was making friends with the people he was making friends with at the school because he was a new kid, and I hung out with them, and then he left, and then I kind of fell back into my friends, my friend group, and I just that's where the me just like telling jokes and just telling stories just kind of came about because my friends, I don't remember their names, Anna and Leo, I think that was her name. Jasmine, if you're watching this, let me know.
One of my first girlfriends was part of my first like official friend group.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, and we were like
did you guys stay friends after you guys broke up or something, or no?
We're still
you're still friends now?
Yeah, we were. She was my first girlfriend in middle school. Dude,
Richard, are you still friends with your first ex?
No. But
okay,
yeah,
but
we follow each other on social. We're not like we hang out.
For mine,
yeah.
I didn't meet him that young. I met her in in senior year. Late.
You met her towards the
well, no, I met her. My bad.
School,
I met her. We didn't start dating until like senior year, basically end of it, going into college.
So
gotcha.
So my official friend group was it was the fucking goth skater kids who smoked cigarettes before we got into weed.
Nice.
That was the people I molded my life into.
Cigarettes and vaping are a gateway drug. Fight with me.
They really are, bro.
Yeah, dude, fight with me. I will die on that hill.
They really are. But yeah, they're like the first people like I had my first sip of beer with, and the first people I did all this shit with. And funny enough, the girl that was in that friend group, like she was my first like girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like we recently like became like social media friends.
Huh.
And she's like married, 2 kids, devoted Christian. Like her life, yeah, no. But
we are getting
in my
old.
I was like, in my defense, I was like, in my defense, Lily, if you ever hear this,
I was thinking
it was like
that.
it was a huge flip in like her life to where she is now, and I'm like, that's so dope to see. But yeah, we are getting old, dude. Like, dude, my friends are married, family, and like living a good life out in the fucking.
I was thinking about it because your birthday just passed, and literally today, my mom's like, "Hey, so what are we doing for your birthday?" I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know, dude. I don't want to do."
When's your birthday again?
And April 2nd, in like 2-3 weeks.
So many times, I swear to God.
3 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
So April 2nd. Mm-hmm. What day does it land on? Like a
Tuesday.
day?
I think it was same as mine. It was same as mine on a Tuesday. So it'd be something on the weekend.
So I don't care.
Oh no, you're off on Tuesdays. I forgot about that.
I can get it off.
I am off on Tuesdays.
I literally don't know what to do. Same thing as last year. I remember last year where he went through this exact same shit. Well, Steve mainly, because he was like, "So what are we doing?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't know, bro. Like, what's it called? Like, not to be
you
like,
don't want to do anything. I'm the one to drag you out.
Not the kind of guy that I'm just like self-pitying or anything, but it's just like, bro, everything's expensive. I don't want to have to pressure people into going out and spending money.
No.
And I'm like, I really don't know what else we could do besides just like hanging out online or something. Yeah.
We can go to like Little Tokyo and have ramen, or we can like go somewhere and eat some food at the very least. Because then, we could do Korean barbecue for lunch. So we don't have, like, if we want to drink, we can, and we can walk it off, and then we can go home and
I was gonna say on a Tuesday.
Yeah, like,
I'm down.
That's when like lunch. I feel like would be the most like reasonable.
I was like, 5 years ago would have been like, let's go out and get fucked up.
Me 5 years ago was not working with family, I think, so I could have pulled that off. Working with family makes going out and drinking the day before work almost impossible because then I'm guilt tripped.
Me 5 years ago was I was still doing dumb shit.
So yeah, 5 years ago we were in COVID. We couldn't even have gone out.
Okay, no, so more than 5 years ago.
2019. We were leading up to
2019. Yeah.
Wait. So okay.
I was like working.
Tangent.
We just hit the
tangents on top of tangents. We literally just hit the 3-year mark of when. Well, 4 year. My bad. Yeah, 4 years from when that whole thing led up to like, hey, stay inside for 2 weeks or whatever, and this will be
a pandemic.
Yeah. Do you guys
Oh my
remember what you were?
gosh.
This is like our 9/11 because we're like, oh, where were you or whatever, right?
Oh, dude, everybody always laughs when I say where I was at.
Where?
I was in line. I was in line with my ex-girlfriend. We were in line. It was a rainy ass day because it was gloomy in Anaheim. We were at fucking Disneyland,
Sick.
and we were waiting in we were waiting in line in fucking the Peter Pan ride.
Dope.
And I remember we both looked at our phone and we looked up and everybody was like, everyone's face was like, wait,
Shit.
what? And then it was just like it was just like, so does everybody leave? And then Disney sent out a message through the app saying like the park will stay open for the remaining day. After today, we'll be closed for the 2 weeks. Everybody's like, all right, fuck it. And they're like, people are just still having fun. I was like, yeah, I had a blast that day.
Bro.
And then I got sick like a few days after that, which is like when I really think about it. So the next day after that happened, I still had the day prior to that, sorry, because I was already feeling sick because I had a sweater that I had bought at Disney. I recently threw away because I was like, it doesn't fit me anymore. I had talked to somebody. She was working internationally from China. Her boss bought her a ticket to fly back because the pandemic was starting there. And she mentioned to me, and I was like, I'm so glad, like, you're safe, blah, blah, blah. Like, you didn't get sick. Little did I know she had COVID and it passed it on to me because I didn't know I had COVID until my doctor was like, you have antibodies. You had it before we even knew what the fuck this was. And I was like, and I started adding things over. I was like, yeah, I could have died. He was basically like, if you weren't as young as you are now, when he told me, he was like, you would have been part of that count of people who died. And because you don't have any chronic diseases or any like sort of like issues like respiratory issues or anything like that, he's like, your body fought the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But other than that, you would have been gone. I was like,
Bro.
Damn, shit's crazy.
I mean, I had vid too. I got it, I think, at the beginning of the next year. That was again before.
Yeah, you got it. You got
before
it
the
like
vaccine
a couple
came out.
months, if not a full year into it.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
you did get it before
But
the
it was
vaccine.
before the vaccine came
Yeah.
out, and I
Yeah.
remember being fucking bedridden basically for like 3 weeks, and that shit
Mhm.
hurt, bro. Oh my god. But yeah, I was at a Tame Impala concert that night.
You were.
I was at.
You were. Yeah,
I was at
that's
Tame
right,
Impala.
you
I
were.
saw the
Oh, I
fucking
do
thing,
remember
and I was
that,
just like,
yes.
well.
God.
Bro, that was
What
a
were you
good
doing?
fucking concert. I'm like, I don't care if I'm locked up for 2 weeks. Worth it.
I think I bought my lightsaber that.
I was at home. I was chilling. I think it was 2019. Yeah, I was at home. Yeah, 2020.
It was a weekday. It was a weekday
home.
when it happened.
Yeah, I was at home. I was chilling, I think, and then I heard that, and I was working with my family by then because then we, I think we had asked, or yeah, before every job we would text and we'd ask if they wanted us to show up, or are they still, or like some were businesses were asking if they're continuing business still. They're all privately owned. None of them were like syndicated or big companies, so they could have been open.
On one hand, I was a little upset that I don't think any of us actually were like, for not furloughed, but like could take a bid vacation.
Oh yeah,
We're all essential workers.
Considered.
Kind of. I kind of got a vid vacation. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got one.
I think we all got like the first week or two.
No.
When did they close?
I had to work.
I think I got the last two. I know like it happened like on a Thursday or some shit like that because I remember getting a Thursday. We got Thursday through Sunday off, and they're like, all right, everybody back to work on Monday. Like we're not sure what's gonna happen.
If I did have work, it was one day, and it was 2 months into it already or something like that. Like I was even then I was still going to bed at like 6 to 7 a.m. like almost every night. I was on vacation for the most part. I remember when we finally got back into working. One of them finally opened up, and that's when I was like, "Oh my god, no traffic! Is this what it's been like?" Because there was some work, but I hadn't gone out. And my parents had, and I was like, "This is what the traffic's like." And my dad was like, "Yeah, it's been like this." I was like, "Oh wow, this is amazing."
I literally have a video on my phone. I think it was like 6 in the afternoon, like on a weekday. Prime hour of traffic, like peak hour traffic, right? I got from my house to LA in like 20 minutes.
Yep.
Like it just fucking zooming, like zooming. And I was like, and I remember I have a video on it because I like recorded it out. I was like, there's just a handful of cars. Just everybody was everybody was in their own lane.
You can experience that. You just gotta drive in LA at like 3 or 4 in the morning on a weekday.
Not even that. It's fucking
10 or 11, bro. Depending on the day.
Depending on the area you live.
That's the thing though. It's LA. Like you want to kind of, you're gonna hit traffic a little bit. Not anything hardcore, but there'll be like a couple. You'll be behind a car at a red light at some point or another.
I never once, except that one time, had that experience where I can drive on Hollywood and Vineland. No, a care in the world of a car being there.
I did experience that too. That was interesting. Nice. In the middle of the day, during lunchtime, I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
And everything was empty. The streets were empty.
Jesus. But it sucks and it's terrible what happened to people, furloughs, losses of license, stuff like that. But did meet some really cool people. Still friends with them. They're really dope, great people. You know, solid people to have in your life. So some good did come out of like mini COVID vacation, summer vacation for us. But also I feel like that kind of like, I think that's why we're kind of also not, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of like people online saying like, this is, we can't be adults. We're seriously not, we don't act like adults. We can't be adults. And I think it's all the, like, you just see TikToks of people just behaving like complete fucking idiots, but it's funny as shit. And they're our age, if not a little older.
Nobody's serious, and nobody wants to be confrontational anymore.
Like nobody takes it serious because I think they realize like they don't have to be until it's absolutely necessary, and like in the spaces that need it, aka work. And some people's work, you don't even need to be that serious.
I think I had this mindset for a while, and I think a lot of people realize it too. It's just bro, anything could happen at any fucking time. Like, why be so serious all the time?
Bro, exactly.
You could literally fucking die next week because of another pandemic or some shit. We don't know.
Like, the pandemic happening was just so, like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Do you think if it was any other generation, they would have taken it differently? Like, our new generation?
Oh, I feel like they would have taken it seriously, I think, back in the day, because they did something. There was an outbreak. There was like
the Spanish flu was a thing. That's what you're thinking about. I think that's like the next or nearest one that we've had besides COVID.
People had like underground bars and shit, and
there were still people that didn't want to get vaccinated, didn't want to wear masks and all this shit. There was propaganda posters saying like, "Hey, like, tell them to put that shit on" or whatever. Stupid is stupid. That shit runs in humanity. I'm sorry.
That runs in humanity's genes.
That shit runs in nature. What is the survival of the fittest?
Survival of the fittest. Bam. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, it was.
As a sign off,
it's just natural selection, dude.
I was gonna say, as a sign off, sometimes you just gotta let the stupid be stupid and the smart survive.
Everything else plays out.
There's not enough. There's not enough. You know. What's the word I'm looking for? Like natural.
There is
natural disasters.
Humans have gotten rid of natural selection, at least for us, which sucks.
There's not enough supplies, you guys. Things are running out.
We're overpopulated.
Yeah, some people got to start going. Have you guys seen the movie What Happened on Monday? Yo, it'll happen. It'll happen.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool movie.
We talked about it on one of our later podcasts.
Yeah, we did. But yeah, that'll be it for the podcast. You guys, we'll just sign off with that one. Now we're heading into the last portion of the podcast, though. We talk about recommendations, ranging from music, movies, video games, shows, whatever you're into, and final regards. Richard, do you want to go first?
Sure.
You can say no.
I have no recs. That's whatsoever. No recommendations.
Gotcha. He's existing in an empty room.
Yeah, I got a MacBook laptop, so I've just been focused on.
What?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
He's not against Apple.
No, I'm just like, I didn't know that he was wanting to make that purchase. I didn't know that was like a.
Yeah, I've been
just announced it to me yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. I've been saying though for the longest for you guys that I wanted one just because I usually have downtime at work, and I'm like, bro, I could be editing So
I was gonna say creative stuff, right? I
Yeah.
would imagine.
yeah.
Making music.
So what's it called? Because of that, I was able to obviously edit the episode on it and also a TikTok. And honestly, I probably have time to make more. So yeah, look on
A TikTok for what? For your page or for the
no for
podcast?
the podcast. I uploaded one yesterday.
Wow,
For the
guys, go
pod?
check it out
Yeah.
because I haven't seen it.
It didn't pop up for me at all.
You know who followed?
Because-
You know who followed? Dom.
Dom saw it. She hasn't
Yeah.
told me shit. What the hell? I got me my mic to see if I can find it.
But anyway, look. So yeah, go
Oh,
check out our
shit.
socials. I'm gonna have at least somewhat more of a availability to be able to make some more.
I
stuff.
got okay. I was like,
Okay.
what was I gonna say? I got bitched at by one of my friends about our pod
Why?
because she said. So shout out to my friend Amber. She watches us on a week. She's one of the adult teachers in our lives, by
Oh,
the way.
sick.
So she's a whole ass teacher, but
Sorry.
That's fine.
she's a wonderful sweet person.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But she was just like, she was like,
Was it the cousin fucking?
no. She was like, oh no, she knows we're completely unhinged.
Bro, be honest.
You are. So she said she only religiously watches us now because of Lee.
Oh,
And I'm like,
thanks.
whatever.
Hello.
Yes, she enjoys you. But for the most part, she bitched at me and she was bitching that we don't promote as much as we should in our socials, knowing that all three of us are very active. So that's something that she was just like, oh, she's like, I don't get it. She's like, why don't you guys? And I was like, I told her, I was like, to be honest, I was like, I don't have an answer for that because we just kind of been existing in our space and not really pushing that agenda. I was like, when we do and we don't want to.
Personally, I don't post on my Instagram ever. If I do, it's reposting his thing from the stories. If I
Yeah.
do, I'm pretty dead on Insta, not gonna lie. And Twitter, I just retweet.
Richard's been following a challenge.
Oh yeah, on Instagram.
Oh yeah, music a
Yeah.
day or some shit like that.
A song a day. It's like
Song a
different
day.
prompts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only do so much. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't blame Richard. I don't blame Richard at all. Richard
don't
is like the the creative gear. He's the creative machine that we throw our bullshit at, and he just produces these for you guys. Cue
Or
the
sometimes
fireworks. I don't know if it's happening.
I'm not.
He's not
gonna-
going
I don't know
to.
if it's happening. I don't know. You be putting.
Is that Spider-Man?
I'm just gonna have
like
Squidward and
okay, give me like sound. Give me like Steve's floating face, my floating face, a cat. I don't know. Richard's got a MacBook laptop now, you guys. Anything's possible.
fuck you. God damn it.
Promote
Anyway,
us, Apple. Promote us.
Yeah. But that's just my take.
Yeah, I don't like for me. That's the excuse. I don't really have. I personally don't think I have like a real like internet presence. I don't really
She's
have.
gonna text me as soon as she hears that. And she's gonna be like, "Bro, fuck you for even like mentioning it."
Thank you.
She was like,
thank you.
No, but yeah, thank you. We do appreciate it.
We
the
appreciate all feedback,
from everybody
actually.
and anybody.
Yes.
Unless you're going to be offensive, in which case, fuck you.
Oh my god.
Send it to me, and then we'll talk about it. I don't care about
Anyway.
your counsel for that shit.
Anyway, look out for
I'll handle it.
look out for that. And probably more TikToks. Just make sure to follow our socials. We are, like we mentioned earlier in the episode, we finally have equipment to record live, so that'll soon happen. And yeah, I don't know. Final remarks. What the fuck did we talk about? There was a lot. What's it called? Good for Godzilla. Good for Boy and the Heron. What's it called? Bring back natural selection. I guess stupid people. You know,
"It never
get
left,
rid of
bro."
them. No, it at least for humans.
Nobody's that woke that natural selection is not just occurring.
You guys go check out our TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's all I
Good.
got. Thank you guys for listening, and I don't know. Next, whoever, Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
I have no music. Just I'll double down on what Richard said. I'll keep it short and sweet. Thank you guys for existing with us. And natural selection should be a bigger process.
Sure.
We should move them by chunks.
We should move them.
Take
by
all the
what?
stupid people
By
and
chunks.
push them somewhere else.
Yeah, move them to
Gotcha.
stupid island and let them deal with it.
Yeah. Anyway,
That'd be interesting.
And that's it for me.
Hi. So I do have recommendations. First one will be "Stupid in Love" by Max and Yoonjin from Le Seraphim. I don't know how to say her first. I think it's who, huh?
Stupid in Love.
H-U-H.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, "Stupid in Love," Max and Hu Yoonjin. I think that's how you say it, from like Le Seraphim. It's a really good song. It's cute. Max is I think he got popular through YouTube. Oh. He did like covers and stuff like that. You guys should just Google him, Max Artist, or Max Artist YouTube, or Max Cover Song YouTube. I don't know. See, something will pop up, and I'm pretty sure you've heard his stuff. It's a cool song. I haven't heard anything from it in a really long time, and for it to be this kind of song, and with somebody from Le Seraphim, yeah, it's just a good song. I really like it.
Cool.
It's a bop.
Yeah, it's a good little bop.
Yeah. So it's cool. I like it. And then the other song is gonna be, I have choices, you guys. So it's gonna be "Alive" by the Scarlet Opera. It's one of their more popular ones, and they're kind of all over TikTok a bit, so you might have heard of them, or like just saw a TikTok of them. I don't know, but that's another one. It's I don't know, like, well, Richard, what would you call this kind of genre of music?
Singer songwriter. I don't know.
I feel like it mimics
R&B ish. Oh wait, low-key, it's giving like, theater.
Yeah, yes, theater rock. I feel like that's kind of what it is, or like theater or something on the edge of rock and punk. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's good. I do like it. And then the last song is gonna be from The Boys, so maybe we could have something playing out in the background. It's "Summer" by Good Kid. It's just another Good Kid song, you guys. This is one of the newer songs. I'm gonna promote them whenever they come out with new music because I like them. So good.
No free promo.
Well, we can have an outro song,
but we don't get promo.
Yeah, I mean,
eye for eye.
But that, according to your friend, that is our fault, and she's not wrong.
Okay, then let them promote themselves. I'm kidding.
It's working.
It is.
Here we are.
I just forgot that this is just a complete random thing. You know what I just watched, Rich? Whiplash, and I fell in love with that movie.
Oh yeah, I've heard many good. I still haven't watched it, but I've heard so many good things about it. You know why I haven't watched it? Because every time that I tried, it's never on a streaming service. I refuse to rent.
It's on Netflix.
I know it is now. It literally just got put on there, I think the beginning of the year, if not like a month ago. But I was a
month ago.
But I was like, oh, cool, I'll give that a shot. I just had
I watched it.
Miles Teller,
and I was like, as soon as I finished it, I was like,
yeah,
Richard would really like this movie. I was this is fucking great.
Yeah,
and then I was like, fucking nerd.
All right, I'm gonna watch it after this.
But
no, we gotta watch Solo Leveling.
Oh, there you go. That's the recommendation.
Watch Whiplash
if you haven't. Yeah, both of them. I don't know.
Netflix.
But yeah. So like I said, song, you guys got it. Summer, Good Kid. As for what's the last bit? Recommendations and final regards. What the fuck did we talk about? I feel like we tangent.
Talk about bullying. Talk about social awareness on the internet. We talked about the Oscars.
Okay. Hope you guys
weird.
Hope your Oscar picks won. If you guys had any, if you take it that seriously. Hopefully you like the outfits. I stopped waiting for my TikTok feed to start giving me I'm waiting for my TikTok feed to give me the Oscar
microphones on top
fashion wind up. I don't know. Wrap up. Somebody TikTok, give it to me. I'm talking to my phone. Give me the algorithm I want. But what else? Yeah. For those of you that are up and rising parents, fresh parents, new parents, I don't know.
Or joining the workforce.
Sure.
Adults.
Just be aware of, not even be aware, just kind of give your kids more respect than what you give them credit for already, or what you're going to. Because think about yourself when you were a kid. You were way smarter than people thought you were. So they're little people. Treat them like it. That's cool.
Go back to beating our kids.
Oh,
And that's it from us, you guys.
All
Thank you for watching. Leave a like,
my
comment,
God.
subscribe. Let us know how you feel about
Firm believer.
Steve's final remark, and share us with your aunts, uncles, cousins,
yeah. Wait.
cousins,
Really
second
quick.
cousins.
Along with the self-criticism about, yeah, maybe we could promote ourselves too. You can help us. You could help us share it with
should help
everyone that
us.
you know that
Just
you,
don't share it with your
friends,
students.
not your students.
Yeah,
Don't share it
your
with
students'
anyone
parents.
that can like affect your pocket.
Yeah, but for real though, a share goes a
Always
long
talking
way.
about OF people.
That's all I'm gonna say. A share goes a long way.
True. Word of mouth, showing a clip, a TikTok.
Yeah.
You can repost us on TikTok.
Yes. Or you can make fan cams of Richard. Because have you guys ever seen? Yep.
Ew.
Wow. Just a bunch of anime hearts, little blushy faces.
I'm not doing it. If anyone, no.
Somebody do it. Because he won't. Hopefully he zooms in so he does most of the work for you. Then you guys just add the effects. Oh, please, that'd be great. But beyond that,
Just kawaii.
I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. Like, oh yeah, like we said, Richard mentioned it. I mentioned in the beginning, we're gonna be in person, making out with each other on cam. Pretty
Wrong
soon.
website,
That
bro.
wasn't in the
This
contract.
is the right website.
That wasn't in the contract.
I should know. When I was younger, trying to figure shit out, you know where I went? YouTube. And your kids will too. All right, everybody, have a good night.
My
Or
statement
day.
was bad.
See, it's happening again. The kisses just work. They just work into the segment. It's great. I love being a walking HR issue. Oh my god, they got me to